it may or may not work, in which case you'll have parks overgrown or not maintained.
Population increase or decrease? So you've got 3 there, 4.
Hello, I'm Irvin D. Reed, President Emeritus of Wayne State University. Today I'd like to tell you about an exciting new program we've created at the university. First, I will tell you about its goals, then I will tell you how it works. But first, let me give you a little more context. Just a few years ago, Detroit stood on the brink of financial disaster. From 2005 to 2012, the Detroit School District had closed 130 schools due to shrinking enrollment and dilapidated buildings. By some estimates, the city of Detroit's total debt exceeded $19 billion. It was clear that the city needed a new direction, and its citizens needed to be more involved. Detroit citizens needed a program that would increase their knowledge of Detroit finances in order to be involved in the solutions and not just be spectators. In 2012, I had the opportunity to meet with a former member of the Detroit City Council to talk about citizen engagement, and we came up with a great idea. I would like for you to meet Sheila Cockrell. She served for more than 16 years as a council member in Detroit. I have asked Sheila to explain what we set out to do when we created Citizen Detroit.
Civic engagement is absolutely the bedrock foundation for a democracy to flourish, and is really important to help inform people as to what the history of policies are, what the pros and cons of the different policy is, and how to hold elected and appointed officials accountable for the implementation or the lack thereof of a particular policy.
During the dinner and dialogue sessions, we asked the representatives to report what their groups had discussed and decided.
Also down health and recreation, offering the free health clinics.
So our first priority was to lease Belle Isle and then lease the water and sewage.
What was your impression of how the program affected the participants?
People are hungry, are thirsty to get factual data from sources that they trust. When there's an aha moment where somebody who really didn't get the idea that pensions get paid for from tax revenues as opposed to sort of somehow come from somebody somewhere.
Clusters in job attraction and neighborhoods and housing around the number of homes in foreclosure and the tons of illegal dumping removed, that was something we had a lot of discussion about.
It's sharing knowledge, it's sharing information. It is truly building a community, and it's building democracy. The more informed people are, the more vibrant and vital your local democracy can be, and the facilitator role is critical to advancing that agenda.
Making real change in Detroit, particularly as the city continues its progress toward financial recovery, is no easy task. But we wanted to show that there is a valuable role for a movement of citizen engagement whereby citizens grapple with the same problems that their leaders face. They may not have the experience of elected leaders, but they have the passion and the interest.
So all we need is another 150,000 at the ballot.
You take it out of city council, take those cars away and all of that.
We don't cut that down. We don't cut it in half.
Some of yourself.
Citizen Detroit is showing that if groups of citizens are brought together and given a chance to reach consensus on a variety of issues, they may elevate their participation in their democracy. Here are the views of some Citizen Detroit participants.
And I would say that's the state of many Detroiters. We have a feeling of hopelessness because we've kicked the can down the road and all you see is the negativity and the discouragement. But nonetheless, all I can suggest is taking this information and pushing it forward, making sure that your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, and your neighbors understand the importance of the information that you all received here today.
I think this should be done in every classroom with every student, every year, starting with first grade. I think this is an important piece for everybody to understand their civic responsibility, their financial responsibility, and their overall responsibility to humanity as a whole, which is something that we're losing in the city, greater than the fact that with the deficit cost. The humanity of this city is terrible. So if we do this with first graders, second graders, third graders, especially high schoolers, they would understand the city that they live in, the city they want to raise their children in, and the city that they love, and how it is taken care of, and what their responsibilities are to it, both politically and personally.
Young people are really not getting any framework from their educational system as to why they should participate in a local election. In the city of Detroit in the 50s and 60s, there was a whole course on the city of Detroit, know your local government. So that's no longer available.
We believe that when this happens, it will be because citizens become engaged in new ways of working together toward common goals. That is to say, when we all have become true partners in democracy. Again, I'm Irvin D. Reed, and on behalf of Sheila Cockrell and myself, we wish you the very best in creating your own civic engagement program. If we can be of help, please contact us.